appropriate is that, huh? This fits in a downtown park like the boundless opportunities that Arlington has with everything going on here. What a beautiful sculpture. And Jen Lewin, I got a speaker between you and I can't see. Holy cow, did you do wonderful or what? Can y'all give it up for Jen with this? We want downtown to be walkable, livable, workable, playable, and this is going to help provide the anchor to attract people here. When we get this park finished, which I think is going to be the fall of this year, we're going to have a beautiful, beautiful area for people to congregate, for people to socialize, for people to hang out. An incredibly beautiful place for folks to come to. None of this, however, would be possible without a number of entities coming together. And I'd first like to thank Dr. Victoria Ferrara-Myers and the Rotary Club here. Dr. Ferrara-Myers has served this community for decades and decades and has done an incredible job in all kinds of positions within the community. But the lead on taking this project on and bringing this sculpture here is greatly appreciated. I'd also like to acknowledge the legacy gift of AT&T for this property here in which this sculpture is at. Please give a little hand for AT&T. And Maggie Campbell. Maggie, are you out here this morning, or she's probably setting up the car show stuff, but Maggie Campbell and the downtown group has done an incredible job with putting everything together down here as well, and we appreciate their cooperation and help with everything. You know, we've been working on downtown for many, many years, bringing the Levitt here, the Dream Sculpture. Now we have the Rotary Dream Park here with Sutton Frost building coming over here, the development of Urban Union, the walkability of downtown and all the shops coming in down there. It is really starting to be a transformation into something special and unique. And this is really helping to bring that job home. Again, I want to thank Jen Lewin, the Rotary Club, AT&T. If it wasn't for y'all, none of this stuff would be possible. We appreciate everything. And speaking of getting one of the driving forces involved in this, I'd like to invite my friend and colleague and a servant to this city, Dr. Victoria Ferrara-Myers, to come on up and say a few words.
A little shorter here. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Victoria Ferrara-Myers, and I am proud to say I am the president of the Rotary Club of Arlington. Yes, all those blue shirts out there are blue homage. Those are our Rotarians. Rotary Club is a worldwide organization formed by individuals committed to a service above self and leaving their communities and the world a better place than what they found. The Rotary Club of Arlington was formed on June 11th, 1923, and is often referred to as the Downtown Club. On behalf of our club and all Rotarians in Arlington, which I know our fellow clubs are here from Arlington, so raise your hands, there you are. Yes. On behalf of them, it's my honor to dedicate this commissioned public art piece that challenges us to contemplate our place in the world, a world without limits. This moment has been long in coming. We appointed a committee 5 years ago to determine what would be a fitting gift to the city to commemorate our club's centennial this year. After all, our club has long contributed to the fabric of this community. The founders of our club and members over the years are the names that appear on street signs, parks, buildings, and are among the leaders who helped shape Arlington to the city we all know and love. Our club donated the land for the first park in Arlington, Meadowbrook Park in East Arlington, and helped foster the city's park system throughout its subsequent donations. It is no surprise then we wanted to way to honor this storied past, but also to leave an everlasting gift for residents and visitors alike to identify with our city. After consulting key community stakeholders and the city, we embarked upon the acquisition of public art piece fitting of its place at the gateway of downtown and forever located in what will be known as the Rotary Dream Park. Can't say that enough. Now, while the vertical element behind me of the sculpture, its pieces light up and swirl, and visitors can interact with it, I want to say, though, that it represents an homage to the iconic Rotary emblem. The sculpture itself was created to inspire all to imagine the boundless possibilities available here in the American Dream City and in the world. I would be remiss without thanking the members of the Rotary Dream Park Project Steering Committee, Kurt Barkley, just raise your hand, Dan Blumberg, Maggie Campbell, Val Gibson, Susie McAllister, Joyce Stanton, Parks Director James Orlorski, and Assistant Director Michael DeBreck, and all the staff at the Parks Department, City Manager Trey Yelverton. I'd also like to thank Mayor and Council for supporting this project from its inception to today, and to the many Rotary Club of Arlington members throughout the years who ensured we had the funds to take on such a large project for our Centennial. And of course, our vision could never have been realized without the mastery of the artist, Jen Lewin and her team. Today, Boundless is our gift to the city, but more importantly, it's a symbol of the Rotary Club of Arlington's commitment to serve and inspire the generations to come. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to ask Councilmember Rebecca Boxall, who represents this area in her district, if she could come up. Thank you so much.
Good morning. The significance of art in our community cannot be overstated. It breathes life into our streets, adorns our public places, and it adds vibrancy to the city. Today, I'm excited to help dedicate the new piece of public art in downtown and in my council district. When it's completed in 2024, Rotary Dream Park will be a new public gathering space for downtown Arlington and to connect new developments along Front Street to the downtown just south of the railroad. As Mayor noted, this site will also be home to the Dream sculpture that is currently on display near the Levitt Pavilion. Public art installations like Boundless enrich our lives. They provide a respite from the hustle and bustle of daily life and invite us to pause and reflect and engage with our surroundings. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Boundless, and then we'll have Jen Lewin come up and talk about her sculpture. Jen Lewin is an American installation artist who is known around the world for her public interactive light landscapes. As visitors run, walk, dance, jump, and play across her installations, they are able to generate infinite changes to the work's colors and reflections. Inspired by light and reflection that occurs in nature, Lewin's installations are always site-specific and designed to interact with their natural environment. Lewin has shown that art has the transformative capability to bring communities together and make the world feel a little bit more connected. Please join me in welcoming Jen Lewin to the podium.
That's lovely. Well, this has been quite a journey. It started 8 years ago, when I spoke on a panel at Burning Man. And one of the members of this community, Bob Pruitt, came up and talked to me after, and we started talking about Arlington. I had never been to Arlington before, and talking about the transformative potential of public art. And I had seen this in my own practice. I have been making large public sculptures for a long time now, about 30 years. And I watched them come into communities, and especially in my case, I feel like when they're interactive, there's a level of participation and engagement. You can change public space, and you can really transform some of our public experiences through these works. And so I was very excited to start talking about and learning about Arlington, and then that evolved into many different discussions with so many great parties, the city, with the Rotary Club. And when I was asked to conceptualize a sculpture to commemorate the 100-year anniversary for the Rotary Club, I won't lie, that was a little bit of a daunting task. How do I make an artwork that can embody 100 years of civic relationships and community building and engagement? And so I went back to the drawing table, and my studio's in Brooklyn. I have a very small team, and started to imagine, different forms that I thought would be evocative of the history of the Rotary. And obviously, a gear was one of them. That's the logo used in the Rotary. And I actually studied the history of the gear used in the logo, and there's many different gears used for Rotaries, different Rotary clubs locally and internationally, and started thinking about what gear meant, what it embodied, looked at sprockets, looked at different wheels, and eventually this sculpture evolved in my mind. And the idea was to create a large leaning gear, slightly different than the logo, that would be filled with infinity mirrors. And if you've never seen an infinity mirror, I invite you to come back tonight at night, and you can see a little bit of it right now. You see these LEDs that project back. But during the night, this entire piece will glow. And it's got 14 infinity mirrors on both sides that provide a feeling of boundless light, infinite light. And then these pieces on the ground, which are made of structural glass and steel, are interactive. You can stand on them. When you stand on them, they'll light up. Light will swirl around you. And then that light will actually be projected up in the sculpture. So as you run around on the ground, the sculpture will spin, and there'll be wheels of color. There's hundreds of different colors in this. They all change dynamically. You can trigger the changes as you play around on the work. So the idea is to create something interactive and connecting that people can play with and really engage with directly. The name Boundless actually wasn't there in the inception. If you look back through all of our design docs with my team, we just called it the Rotary. And Mo, who's on my team here, who played such an important role in facilitating and making sure that we could get this sculpture created. And as I said, there's only 4 of us. We're a small team, so it was a lot of work for everyone involved. But Mo reminded me a couple months ago that I needed to name it something. And so I also went back to the drawing board and spent a lot of time thinking, and really kind of came back to the feeling I wanted to portray, which was this infinite feeling of these LEDs that projected back through space. And the word boundless evolved, and I immediately stuck with it and really loved it. I think that it really embodies the infinite potential of public art. I also think it embodies the Rotary and its connections all over the world. I mean, there's such global, interesting outreach. Even my husband, who couldn't be here today, he had a project funded by the Rotary when he was in high school as an Eagle Scout. So he was so excited. But I just hope that this piece can be a landmark here. It can help to transform this park. It's so awesome to see what's happening, the rest of the park, and the dream sculpture. It's just really, really exciting, and I hope that this can sort of become a beacon to really be part of transforming this space here in this really great city. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Jen, and the rest of our speakers for those remarks, and just really want to thank everyone for their support of this project. At the end of the day, this is going to be a really special place, in downtown, a gathering point, and a place like no other in the area. I do have one other order of business here. So State Representative Chris Turner couldn't be with us this morning, but he did provide us with a resolution honoring the Rotary Club of Arlington on its centennial. And so we will be providing that to the Rotary Club with his apologies that he couldn't be here. It's in my car. I thought maybe it was going to rain. It didn't seem appropriate to have an official resolution like that get rained on. So we'll make sure we get that to you, Victoria, and the club. With that, again, thank you so much all for being here today. We're really grateful for your support. I do definitely encourage you as you're milling about and taking in the art. Also check our storyboards over here. You can see what the future Rotary Dream Park is going to look like. Far be it for me to correct the mayor, but we are shooting for fall of 2024 with that. I know he's always pushing and encouraging us to do things better and faster, and so I'll take that in that vein. But definitely check it out. This is going to be a really special park when we cut the ribbon on that in about a year and a half. So with that, to close us out, I'm going to invite our mayor and council, Rotary Club leadership, and Jen Lewin, if you could come up here, we're going to officially cut the ribbon on this thing, and we'll take a group picture. So again, thank you so much for being here today.
Nikki, we have city council come up too as well.
That was naughty. He gave me authorization to say that name. I believe you.
No, it's not. Okay, right here on 3. 1, 2, 3.